Awakening with Brahma Kumaris.
ओम शांति। अवेकनिंग विद ब्रह्मा कुमारीज में आज फिर आप सबका स्वागत। एक जर्नी पे हैं हम, कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ तलाश रहे होते हैं। और जब ये पूरा ज्ञान समझते हुए हमें ये बात समझ में आई कि मैं कौन हूँ, परमात्मा की पहचान हुई, ज्ञान को हमने समझ लिया। अब ज़रूरत इस बात की है कि हम उसे अनुभव कर पाएँ। उसके लिए योग की ज़रूरत है। योग हम सब ट्राई करते हैं। राजयोग एक ऐसा माध्यम है जो विचारों से हम ना सिर्फ खुद को पहचानते हैं, डीप हमारे जो संस्कार हैं उनको इमर्ज कर पाते हैं, बल्कि परमात्मा के उस एहसास को भी ले पाते हैं और उससे ऊर्जा लेकर हम अपनी ज़िंदगी को बहुत खूबसूरत बना पाते हैं। लेकिन हम में से ज़्यादातर लोग ये फेस करते हैं कि जब सिचुएशन आती है तब हमारे सामने वो सही एस्पेक्ट नहीं आ पाते। तो ज़्यादातर टाइम पर हमें जब योग करना है, थॉट कौन से रखने हैं। ज्ञान हमें समझ में आता है, वो थॉट एकदम से आ जाता है, लेकिन कई सिचुएशंस लाइफ में ऐसी होती हैं जब हमें नहीं समझ में आ पाता कि हम योग के दौरान कौन से थॉट्स अपने साथ रखें, कौन सा ऐसा एहसास रखें और बाबा से कौन सी ताकत लें। ऐसे ही कुछ सिचुएशंस को लेकर जो आप ही के द्वारा हम तक पहुंची हैं, आज फिर एक नई शुरुआत करते हैं। हमारा सौभाग्य खास वॉशिंगटन डीसी से हमारे साथ आए हैं जेना बहन। उनसे बातचीत का सिलसिला शुरू करते हैं। सिस्टर जेना, अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti.
And the way we're trying to find out solutions, we understand how important the knowledge is, and we've all understood quite a bit of it. But now the situation comes, Jenna, when we try to do that yoga, and which is meditation, which is an important integral part of our lives now, in the mornings and in the evenings. But can yoga be done? Because so many times we have said that it is a meditative lifestyle. Each moment I am in sync with Parampita Paramatma, God. I can remember Him each moment and continue to do my work. At times what happens, like there are situations, there are crises in my life, there are those kind of situations which just maybe my sanskar is so strong or something takes over. What are the thoughts which should be there? And can I do yoga at that time? Can I meditate at that time? And how I should emerge to at that time my pure feelings, my pure sanskars, and I should take energy from Him.
When you have a crisis, you must understand that it's an opportunity to find something very strong from within you to emerge. In every situation of a crisis, at the end of it all, when it's over and it's solved, you're a stronger person.
Yes, but it has to solve. It has to be completely solved.
It has to be solved in the terms of you have to understand it, like why it happened, and how to move on. The best way to deal with a crisis in meditation, firstly, depersonalize yourself from the crisis and look at it as an observer and see what is in this now for me to learn. First thing, it's very important. You and I can go through any kinds of crisis. It could be a relationship, it could be health, it could be our own minds. But what I've learned to do, if any situation comes where it's not working out the way I want it to work out, immediately I detach myself like an actor sitting in a movie, watching the movie of someone else, not watching me. That's not me, it's not happening to me, but I'm watching that actor who is going through a situation, and then I look at it objectively and I say, Baba, what would you do in this situation? And the first thing Baba does, he's always detached. Why? When he removes himself from a situation that's not working out right, he can see the three aspects of time in the situation: the beginning, the middle, the end, and the new beginning that's required. And every obstacle, every challenge, every crisis is coming from the way we see it, which is coming from a thought. It looks like a problem. Because I'm thinking it's a problem and it's the end of it all, but it's not. It's just another scene in your drama. Okay, it's true. The economic crisis everywhere. It's affecting everywhere, not just America. America is the hub. But everywhere in the world, people are afraid about their money. There's a lot of insecurity right now. Will I have a job? Will this house be paid for? Will the kids go to college? Will I have food on the table? And all of that insecurity is coming because we have bought too much into this material world thinking it's all we need. We're not putting the investment of our own soul's power to make our karma in such a way that everything will be okay regardless. that we know Baba will take care of us.
Okay, let's take this example only.
Okay.
Let's take me. I'm I'm an MNC employee. I've been earning around 12 grand a year,
Okay.
or maybe 15 grand a year.
Uh-huh.
I'm a comfortable person, and suddenly, and my bank balance is okay because I've taken a lot of EMIs.
Okay.
My house has an EMI. My
Okay.
car has a big, huge EMI, and suddenly my job is out. I don't have a job. I have 2 children. I have my wife who's not working. It's a crisis, and it is a lot of people who are facing it.
Yes.
Can I meditate now? How can I meditate?
Well, this is the time you need to.
Yeah. This is the crux. This is the shift.
And it's not that you want to use meditation because you're in a crisis. You actually need to start to practice meditation even before crisis. Because what meditation really is, medere in Latin means to heal.
Heal.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm seeing that everything around me is collapsing. But the one who is responsible to getting it back up is I, the soul, in this body, who has to make it happen. So a sensible person, not a sensitive or an insecure person, realizes that if it falls with all of its material world around it, then there's no hope. But if it begins to hold on to its innate values and its innate power and its innate strength, an opportunity has to come. What makes the opportunity not come as fast is the fear that it might not.
It might not. That's very true. We really need to look at it. हमें बहुत ज़रूरत है इस बात को देखने की कि जिस मौके को हम तलाश रहे हैं, जो मौका हमारा अधिकार है, वो हमारे पास इस कारण नहीं आते क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं हम इस भय में होते हैं कि वो मौका हमारे पास नहीं आएगा. Actually, very true what you said.
Yeah.
That when everything is falling in, falling in front of my eyes,
Yeah.
and I am so afraid that not only everything which I thought is mine is going away,
Right.
is that I'll not get another opportunity. There is nothing else for me.
That's where you've invited misfortune.
Yes.
You've done it. Nobody helped you. There was a man in LA. He lost his job. His wife lost his job. He went as far as killing his wife and his children. I hate to say that. But what made that soul feel that that's it? I can't get another job. He takes the life of his 2 children and his beautiful wife. Because of money? Is it so bad to live in a 1-bedroom apartment and survive together happily ever after? So sometimes crises and situations are actually coming to help us to let go of the Maya that we have bought into. This chair is not Jenna, but if I sit in this chair calling it me, this is me, and you come and take it away, I'll be devastated. But if this chair is just an instrument that I use to sit in it, then you take it away, sure, I'll stand. It's the same thing with our own souls and with our own lives. Nothing is more powerful than you, the original, eternal, pure, peaceful, powerful light energy. Nothing. Nothing outside of you is more powerful than you. Must never forget that.
But you as a soul, not you as a body, we always have to remember that who am I? The moment we realize that me, the soul, is the most powerful person.
It is, because the soul actually gives life to the body. So what's more powerful, body or soul? All right, so everything is collapsing and it's clear. Okay, now is the time to go back to basics. There's nothing wrong with beginning to pull back to a more simpler lifestyle. I live in an area in Washington, D.C. called McLean, Virginia. I don't think there's one house there that's less than $2 million. The whole area is just flooded with wealth. And there's only 3-4 people living in a 10-bedroom house. What's the purpose of that? Can somebody tell me? Can you tell me?
Yeah.
So then crisis comes, the stock market collapse. You lose $1 million, you're devastated. Why are you devastated again? Oh, I'm losing my house. So can you move somewhere else? Well, my house is, well, can you find a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom? Maybe you live happily ever after as well.
But I have to live like this, I can't
No, you
believe.
don't. You don't have to live like that. That was what it was when you had the money, and maybe you even got it for the wrong reasons. Maybe you got it because it fed an illusion of your worth. That you felt that if you got a big house, a big car, big this, big that, that everyone would think you were important and you're valuable. Okay, destiny is saying, what if I were to take all of that away with you, can you tell me who you are? What if? What if destiny said, I'll take all of that from you. Now tell me what's left. What's left?
It's me who's left.
Well, aren't you the most fantastic thing? No, I'm not. My house, my car, my land, my this is gone. Okay, so then start new.
And I'm nobody, without money, without position, without my house, without my trophy wife, without my beautiful kids. I'm nobody.
But that's where the illusion of Maya has taken over the intellect of the soul. That we have lost sight of the real self, sense of the self. And we've bought so much into this illusionary physical world that even when destiny is trying to help us, we won't even cooperate with destiny to let it go.
But Jenna, one thing which again comes up is that, okay, if you say that I am responsible for it, I accept it, and I am responsible, so I am ready to take a back seat. But how about my loved ones, They are used to have one setup of life.
Yeah.
They are used to have one kind of life. How can I make them suffer? Because
No,
I'm
not
responsible for them,
I don't
and they'll
think
be suffering.
I don't think you make them suffer. If you love me, and I sit with you and I tell you we're having a financial crisis, we're going to have to move from the house and put it on mortgage or rent, and we're going to have to just reduce a little bit simpler. But we'll learn more about each other. These were the original value systems we should have been living by in the first place. So when we practice meditation before a crisis, we're actually practicing to come from a very genuine, sincere, authentic sense of self, worth, and dignity. And when we make our decisions from that sense of self, I can't do anything wrong. Honestly, I would not get a house that was bigger than me and my family in which we couldn't find each other.
Yeah. I already will be, to begin with, I'll be doing sensible things actually. Sensible decisions will be there.
What I'm saying is that you would get a house that would feel like a home. And you would spend more time with your family. Why? Because meditation is a time for you to feel the soul's original truth. And my personal realization has been this, that let's say if I have a dream for something, and let's say I want to be you. I really want to be you. I want to be you tomorrow. And I'm going to force myself to get into that position. And I'm not going to qualify myself for it. I might step on everybody's toe. I might compete. I might be mean. But I want to be you. Eventually I get you. I get to be you. You're even out of the way. But I'm not happy. Because it wasn't meant to be that way in the first place. But I'm going to delude myself by thinking, oh, I'm okay. Oh, this is fine. I'm going to invite all my friends, all these people over. It's not real. I know it. But I won't take time to meditate, to be honest with myself. It happens. I've realized that if you have a desire to be something or to have something, in time it will come if you make the right steps, patiently, truthfully, honestly. Your time will come. Everyone has their time. I look at Barack Obama as a very good example. I looked at his life before he was the president. He looked different. He was playing the role as a community person. He seemed like just a regular, shall I say, guy, a regular person on the streets. If you look at his picture 10 years before now, or 5 years before what he is today, you will see a different person. If you look at him now, he's walking and talking the role. I am the President of the United States of America. And he thinks it, he breathes it, he's living it, and he is playing that part accordingly. So if my world is collapsing around me, and I think I'm an immortal, eternal, imperishable, powerful soul, governed by Shiv Baba's light and might, what can stop me? Can you tell me then?
Yes.
Anything?
Nothing can stop me.
Okay. So then no one has the right to put an axe at their feet and fall into the trap of feeling it's hopeless. I can't do it. It's over. America is a powerful country. No matter how bad it gets, if you work hard, you will make it. I know that. I've lived there for 40 years. And so sometimes, because we haven't taken care of our inner world, we haven't put the right thoughts in, the right feelings in, When situations come and it comes all at once, I am so weak, I can't do it. That's when you reach out to your Brahma Kumari meditation center. But not only because of that, but you need to go into a place that will sustain you, stimulate you, encourage you to be true.
Very true. In fact, no matter how spiritual you've been, no matter how strong you've been meditating, but then there can be situations where you can be devastated, where you
Of
can
course,
feel that,
naturally.
oh, everything is falling apart, So it's okay. Accept that, okay, the situation is there, and acceptance of, okay, I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling sad. That acceptance can also be.
Yeah.
At times what happens, Jenna, when the crisis comes and we're not able to deal with it in a particular way where we think is the right way, we start blaming ourselves, that
Yeah,
there is
yeah.
something wrong with me.
Yeah.
So let's try to look at, the kind of meditation which we need to do. What happens? Those are the times when even if we understand, even if we have the gyan, uh, during meditation, those thoughts leave us. We are not able to actually formulate the kind of thoughts which I need to have right now so that I come out of this crisis with a lot of strength, How do I remember him? How do I request him to emerge? What qualities in me to come out of this crisis? So this is what we are trying to find out.
It takes time, Ben, because for me, where I am today, I was definitely not here 5, 10 years ago. But I'm here today, I can say for sure, much more stable, much more powerful, much more focused, much more peaceful, because I started.
You want to start first.
I started. When I took the course at the meditation center, I went to Madhaban in Mount Abu, India. I came back to America. I continued my routine with a discipline, because without discipline, no matter how much Purusharth or how much effort you're making to inculcate power in you, because of a lack of discipline, all the power leaks. Doesn't make any sense you're on a diet and you're having chocolate cake and Diet Coke. So I want to make my life more powerful. So let's say I'm going to center, I'm meditating, I'm doing yoga, but I'm still out there doing things that are not healthy for my lifestyle. So it's a paradox. I mean, what do you really want?
There's a conflict.
It's
Yes.
a big conflict. And so what's happening is that now is the time to start with Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Every day we're giving a tool for souls to think about, but not just to think. As I said in the previous show, you act on it right after the show. You create a scenario, how it would work with my spouse, with my child, at work, with my colleague. And then the next morning you get up and you think about those thoughts. So you write it down and you go, this is the thought I'm going to practice that day. And you find that an opportunity will come that you will use that thought in the situation that comes in front of you, and you find that you are not affected by the situation. That is meditation in action.
Very true, but that will only happen if you have done the homework.
You have to. You have to do your homework on yourself. And you find that after a year of doing this, you look back at yourself, you go, I've come so far. Then after 2 years, you go, I thought I knew so much. Now I know I didn't know anything at all, because so much realization increases in you. Another form of meditation is where you come in from work, take your bath, relax, take it easy, have your meal, say hello to everyone in the home, smile. How was your day? How was my day? Let me tell you what happened. Take some silent time, sit in a space that you can create at home where it's just quiet. And when you're sitting quietly, don't do anything. Watch your thoughts. Have a notebook and pen next to you and watch your thoughts. See if they're constructive. See what you feel you need to not think about, write it down. See what thoughts you like, write it down. When you're finished, read it over and look at what is in you. What you don't like, you go delete, delete, delete. How you delete it? You stop thinking about it. So what happens every time that same thought comes up, you go, but no. Benji says not to think, because then that's a waste thought. And how am I going to cope with life if I keep having waste thoughts? Waste thoughts will make me weak. That is also meditation. Then another aspect of meditation is just becoming aware, I, the soul, am immortal, imperishable, Shiv Baba, The ocean of love and the ocean of peace is the constant bestower. I don't need to set an appointment with Baba. He's constant. All I have to do is to strip myself from all these humanness, all this body consciousness, all this label, and then say, Baba, I'm coming to just be with you. And you find that your thoughts will reduce. And then you feel like there's this warm glow coming in, this love and this peace. This is called Shakti. This is Bal. This is power. What is power? Virtues, qualities. What do those do? When a crisis comes, these are your powers to help you to overcome them. They are strong feelings in you.
Gentlemen, another thing which I would like to, a lot of people would like to know is that we talked about waste thoughts. But when I am in crisis, see, it's very difficult to find out, from the list of thoughts, which is a waste thought. Because usually I feel, see, I'm in a crisis and I have to constantly look for a solution. I'm constantly looking for a solution that I have to work in that, I have to work in that, I have to work in that. So is that a wasted thought? Because maybe one side, if I look at it, maybe I waste too much of energy in it because I'm not, if I'm doing it in despair.
To be honest with you, every one of us have our own answers of what is the right thing to do. Have a thought about what are the steps that I must take that would be beneficial for solving this situation. But if you keep having the same thought over and over again and you're not acting on it, this is waste. Second, you start to think about the worst possible scenario. Third, you start to believe in it. Fourth, you start to tell people about what you're believing in. 5, they validate it. It's true. Did you hear what happened to John Brown also? Who's creating that?
Me.
All right, so look at the root cause of waste. It is destruction, it is despair, it is missed opportunities. It's a lack of looking that life has opportunities to offer you. So these waste thoughts come from the vices, which we talk about all the time here. Anger, lust, greed, attachment, and ego. Ego, a false sense of your identity. If you think your house, your culture, your religion, false, delete. Anger, well, you're frustrated, you don't know how to communicate what is deeply inside of you, you're going to scream at someone instead, delete. Greed, don't you think one pair of shoes is enough? Delete. Okay, I know all the sisters are listening now. But I'm just saying, lust and all of that. I don't feel good. I feel empty. I need stimulation. Delete. Love. I can't live without you. Delete.
Very true, because it's a wrong notion of love we continue to live.
These thoughts are taking away our powers. And the original qualities still states, joy, I'll still have my one pair of shoes or more. Ego changes into truth, I'm an immortal, eternal soul. Anger turns into peace. You know what, I just wanted to explain to you that yesterday what you did, my feelings were a little bit hurt, even though that's my limitation. I would prefer if just once in a while you can consider me. You still communicated what you wanted, but you did it peacefully, etc., etc., etc. It goes on. There are 2 ways to do things. Do it out of despair or fear and end up with that. Do it with hope, confidence, knowing that Baba is the almighty authority. He can make wonders happen if you give him a chance. Do it like that. It's your choice.
How you do it?
Meditation is the key in making us completely aware of our potential. You see, what happens when you come from that inner place of peace that Baba has put in you? The solution is always something very, very simple. And you'll find that you'll start to work from a simpler way of deciding your destiny. And even if you have to change a certain lifestyle or certain situations, you will still exist with these qualities in you which you will share with your family and people. And you realize, why in the world didn't I do this sooner? Why was I losing the value of my life being trapped in all this Maya? Now, I'm a firm believer that wealth is not Maya and that wealth is not a sin. But if you lose yourself in it, it becomes your Maya or your sin. Poverty is a sin. It is not natural. It is not.
Then can I convert my poverty into wealth?
You can convert your poverty into wealth, because a poverty-stricken person is someone who always wants to take. But to transform your poverty mentality is someone who knows that they're governed by God's power and is willing to work hard, is willing to create until it reaches a place in which it can self-sustain itself. It's a mentality.
It's again a thought process completely.
It's a thought process and it's a mentality. And if I keep feeling that everyone has to take care of me, I'll never build my own personal capacity.
Yes.
I'll always expect someone to do the work for me. But when you go into silence and into meditation, something in you awakens, which is bigger than even what you're thinking. And when that experience is increasing in you, you are compelled to govern your life from that experience. But if I think small, and if I think limited, and if I think only my package, then what will be my result? But in meditation, Baba teaches us to break these limits, Bache. Break that.
Vistar, when we talk about,
You can be anything you want to be.
Yes, very true. Wonderful, the way you said, poverty is a sin, wealth is not. But if we lose, अगर हम खुद को उस धन में जो हमने कमा रहे हैं या हम सोचते हैं धन के बारे में, उसमें खो देते हैं, वो एक विकार है. लेकिन धन अपने आप में कोई विकार नहीं. Very true, Jenna Ben, and it was wonderful to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
ज़रूरत इसी बात की है कि क्राइसिस को हम एक्सेप्ट करें, किसी भी सिचुएशन को जो हमारे जीवन में आ रही है एक्सेप्ट करके. आज हमने ये महसूस किया कि ना सिर्फ ज्ञान बल्कि योग का जो पूरा एहसास है उसमें कौन से ऐसे विचार हैं जो इतने पावरफुल हो सकते हैं. इन द वे जेना मैन डिस्क्राइब्ड कि ये हमारा अपना अधिकार है, एक अच्छा जीवन जीने का अधिकार हमारा अपना है जब हम परमात्मा के साथ योग लगाते हैं. अगर हम परमात्मा के बच्चे हैं तो सचमुच में हमारा जीवन कैसा होना चाहिए? परेशान होते हुए, रोते हुए, मांगते हुए, ऐसा हमारा जीवन नहीं हो सकता. तो जहाँ भी जिस भी सिचुएशन में हम हैं एक्सेप्ट करते हुए, हो सकता है माया के बहुत बड़े जाल में फंसे हुए हैं, उससे अपने आप को निकालें. हो सकता है ये अपॉर्चुनिटी इसीलिए आई हो और उसके बाद सचमुच तो रियल सेंस में जो खुशी है वो हमारा इंतज़ार कर रही है. ज़रूरत है कि खुद को हम टटोलें, जानें कि हम कहाँ खड़े हैं. अगर आपके पास कोई सवाल है, कोई ऐसी बात जो आप हमारे साथ शेयर करना चाहते हैं, आप ब्रह्मा कुमारीज के देश विदेश में फैले सेंटर्स में जा सकते हैं और अपने सवालों का जवाब तलाश सकते हैं. नज़दीक के सेंटर के बारे में जानने के लिए या तो आप हमें फ़ोन कर सकते हैं या फिर ईमेल पर भी संपर्क कर सकते हैं.
If you wish to discuss your problem or have a question to ask or want to know your nearest Rajyoga meditation center, call us on 099 99 744 555.
Shanti.